name is Jennifer McConnell, and today I wanted to do a video for you guys about my first 3 days experience with the Beachbody Ultimate Reset. Here's what you can expect from this video. First, some simple tips to help you save time during your meal prep and get creative with your meals. Second, my overall feelings and experiences during the first 3 days so you can have a glimpse of what you might expect. And finally, my 3-day results so far. Make sure you watch through till the end because there's a tip there that you're not going to want to miss. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Start with day 1. So I have to say that my initial reaction after breakfast was that I was surprisingly full. I mean, before I had even finished my meal, I was feeling full. So I was really impressed with the amount of food that you get, but I was really surprised at how drinking water 30 minutes before your meal and taking those supplements actually really helps you eat the right portion size, which by the way is one of the #1 reasons that people are overweight. Now the meal is pretty basic, but what I did to kind of add variety, because you will see this meal down the road outside of day 1, is I actually made a sandwich out of it. So I took the eggs, the spinach, and I sandwiched them together between the toast. Just a small tip for day 1 is to make sure that you thaw out your meat for dinner. I made this mistake and I ended up having to eat my side dishes before my meat was even finished cooking. On to day 2. So for breakfast you get oatmeal, fruit, and yogurt. And here's what I did. I mixed them all together. So I actually mixed the yogurt in with the oatmeal, and I cannot even describe how amazing and delicious it is. Now, I'm kind of a finicky eater. I'm picky about textures, and I have to say that this was incredibly good, and I can't believe how simple it was and that I've never thought of it before, but it's really, really good. Give it a try. Try a little bit in a small dish before you mix it all together so you don't waste your food or have to end up recooking it or gag down something you don't like. But that was one of my favorite meals, and I will definitely be continuing with that meal even after the reset is complete. Meal-wise, day 2 is a little bit more basic, but I will say this. For meal 3, which is dinner, of course, that is my favorite meal. This is actually my second time going through the reset, and my husband and I loved this meal. The tacos are amazing, and it's something we continue to eat even after the reset was over. And finally, just a little tip for day 2. The rice takes the longest to cook, so make sure that you start that first, or what I would recommend doing is actually cook that up while you cook your oatmeal for breakfast. Side note, I did replace my dinner with the tacos from day 2. Now you are allowed to make those kind of substitutes as long as it's the same meal and within the same week. Here's what I mean by that. You could replace any meal in week 1 with the same meal. So you could replace a week 1 lunch with another week 1 lunch, or a week 1 breakfast with another week 1 breakfast, and so forth. So I just wanted to give you a heads up because you may not like every meal. I knew kind of ahead of time from my first round with Ultimate Reset, which I did about 2 years ago, and I knew which meals I did and did not like. So that's just a heads up for you guys so you don't feel like you're being forced to eat things you don't like, and how you know how to substitute those meals. Side note for day 2, I did have a horrible headache for most of the afternoon, and it got more severe and turned into a migraine for towards the evening really. But I really don't think that this is reset related. I was actually in a car accident when I was a child and had a neck injury, and that they said would get worse into my adult life. So I don't think that had anything to do with it, but I did want to mention it because I know some people, because they are weaning themselves off of things like maybe coffee or sodas, that they get some headaches. So I did want to mention that I did have one, but I do not think it was really related to the reset. On to day 3. So day 3, oh my goodness, I'm going to focus mainly on lunch. It's so much food. I mean, it seemed like it took me forever to finish it all. And I will give you a few tips regarding the lunch. So first and foremost, I didn't think I'd like the lentil salad. It was actually really, really good. Now here are 2 basic tips for day 3 lunch. And they're really simple, but I think they'll save you a lot of time. For the lentil salad, you'll want to make sure that you cook the lentils either the night before, so on day 2 in the evening, or at breakfast time because the lentils need to marinate. And also make sure that you double up your portion size because you're going to have lentil salad again the following day. Another quick side note, I did replace my dinner with the tacos from day 2. Now you are allowed to make those kind of substitutes as long as it's the same meal and within the same week. Here's what I mean by that. You could replace any meal in week 1 with the same meal. So you could replace a week 1 lunch with another week 1 lunch, or a week 1 breakfast with another week 1 breakfast, and so forth. So I just wanted to give you a heads up because you may not like every meal. I knew kind of ahead of time from my first round with Ultimate Reset, which I did about 2 years ago, and I knew which meals I did and did not like. So that's just a heads up for you guys so you don't feel like you're being forced to eat things you don't like, and how you know how to substitute those meals. I did want to mention that so far I haven't eaten any of the snacks, and that's really because ultimately I haven't really been that hungry. There haven't been a few times that I felt just a tad bit of hunger, but it would have totally thrown off my time schedule because I'm trying to still set up my schedule so I will be able to eat dinner with my husband once he gets home from work. On to the good stuff. So results. All right, so first and foremost, I have to say that on day 3, so after just 2 days, I woke up and I said to my husband, I'm already feeling thinner, so that felt pretty good. Also, I did decide that after every 3 days, I'm going to get on the scale just to kind of give myself that little extra motivation, maybe when I'm feeling a little tempted, and just to remind myself of why I'm doing this. For example, like this morning when my husband decided to have some Cocoa Pebbles for breakfast, and I was, of course, in waiting transition after my supplement, so I couldn't even eat. But sometimes those are pretty inspiring to get on there and just see that you are making progress. So I was down 2.4 pounds. I didn't remeasure or anything like that. Again, just to give myself that little extra motivation. One more tip, and I promise it's a good one. So during week 1, once a day, you do have just the alkalinized packet. And it doesn't sound very scary. When you open it up, it is green, and that can make it a little bit more frightening. But honestly, here's my tip. Mix it with as little water as possible. And by a little water, I mean like 1 to 2 ounces max. The goal is to get it down in just 1 chug. And then what you want to do is make sure you mix it really well, which takes a little bit of stirring because there's so little water. Mix it really well. Gulp it down in just 1 gulp, that's the goal, and then bite into a lemon. I am telling you, it makes the world a difference. So bite into the lemon and then chase that sucker down with some water. So there you have it, guys. Ultimately, my experience so far is that the food is great tasting. I actually feel full, and so far I'm already seeing results, and I've only completed just 3 days. So if you want some more motivation and tips, make sure to check the description of this video, and let's connect on Facebook. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click like, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.